friends, today Snuggles and I will be sharing a book with you called Ramadan by Susan Douglas and illustrated by Jenny Reeves. Ramadan is an important time of year for Muslims all over the world. During Ramadan, Muslims everywhere fast each day. Together, they go without food or drink. The Ramadan fast lasts for about 4 weeks. It is a way for Muslims everywhere to honor and obey God. More than 1 billion people around the world are Muslim. They live in Asia, Africa, Europe, Australia, and North and South America. Muslims from many parts of the world live in the United States and Canada. The religion that Muslims follow is Islam. Their name for God is Allah. Their holy book is called the Quran. The Quran is written in the Arabic language. The Quran tells of many prophets. The prophets were teachers sent by Allah to show people how to live a good life. Muslims believe that Muhammad was the last prophet. Muslims believe that Allah gave Muhammad the Quran long ago. It is said that the first words of the Quran came to Muhammad one night during the time of Ramadan. The Quran tells Muslims to fast during Ramadan each year. During this month, Muslims go without food or drink all day. They begin to fast each day at dawn. After the sun sets, they eat and drink once again. Ramadan is a time when Muslims all over the world honor Allah together. The month of Ramadan. To know the day of the month, most people look at a calendar. Long ago, people counted the months by the changing shape of the moon. Every month, the moon seems to disappear. Then it is called a new moon. The next day, the new moon appears like a thin slice of apple. The moon grows as the days pass. In the middle of the month, the moon shines full and round. Then it gets smaller and smaller until it disappears again. The changes moon goes through, it's called a cycle. Muslims use the moon cycle for their religious calendar. 12 moon cycles make up the Islamic year. Ramadan is the 9th month. The Ramadan fast begins when the new month of Ramadan appears. Ramadan comes in different seasons. Over many years, Ramadan moves through the summer, fall, winter, and spring. Muslims use computers to know when Ramadan is near. Muslims everywhere wait for the 9th new moon. They watch for it in high places and open spaces. When people in one place see the new moon, news travels fast. Muslim leaders announce it on radio and TV. People call family members. It's Ramadan tomorrow. In one Muslim country, children carry lanterns through the streets. They sing a song to welcome Ramadan. An important time of honoring Allah has begun. The day begins. Each day of Ramadan, Muslims wake up very early. In many countries, drummers go through the streets in the early morning. Boom, ba boom, boom, ba ba boom. They wake people while it is still dark outside. The drummer calls out, "Wake up from sleep all, God is eternal." Sleepy grown-ups and children slide out of bed. Before the sun rises, everyone eats a meal called suhoor. Suhoor gives Muslims energy to get through the long day of fasting. To make sure the sleepyheads eat, parents let children choose their favorite foods. In the United States, families may have an American breakfast. After the meal, the family prays before sunrise. This is the first prayer of the day. Muslims pray at 5 different times during each day. Muslim families pray together whenever they can. A time of fasting. Not everyone has to fast during Ramadan. Anyone who is sick or old does not have to fast. Women who are expecting a baby do not have to fast. Many children fast for part of Ramadan, but children do not have to fast. Some children fast from the sahur meal until lunchtime. Others fast for only a few days of the month. For young Muslims, the important thing is to try. Trying to be a good person all day is another part of fasting during Ramadan. Fasting does not just mean going without food or drink. For Muslims, fasting also means trying not to be angry or unkind. People try to be patient with each other when they are fasting. They forgive each other when a person does something wrong. Fasting can make it hard for Muslims to stay awake and do regular work. Sometimes fasting students feel sleepy at school. In the United States, some schools have a room where fasting students can rest. Students go to the room instead of going to the cafeteria for lunch. They also go to the room at noon to pray the second daily prayer. After school or work, many Muslims take a short nap. They wake up in time for the third prayer in mid-afternoon. Countdown to sundown. The kitchen is a busy place near sundown. Cooking pots are steaming, food simmers with the smell of spices. Guests often come to share the evening meal. They bring a favorite dish to share. Before sundown, the table is set and the food is covered. The covered dishes look like wrapped gifts at a party. The clock ticks on the wall. Someone checks his watch. Another person checks a chart on the wall. The chart tells what time sunset will come each day. For everyone, the clock seems to tick more slowly at this part of the day. In Muslim cities and villages, the call to prayer sounds at sunset. The call comes from tall towers and loud speakers. It comes from radio and television. Allahu Akbar. This call means God is great. The words echo through the neighborhoods. The fast has ended for the day. Muslims break their fast by eating just a little food at first. A few juicy dates and cool water is enough. This is how their Prophet Muhammad broke his fast long ago. After breaking the fast, Muslims pray the short sunset prayer. This is the fourth prayer of the day. After the sunset prayer, Muslims enjoy the main Ramadan meal. This meal is called iftar. Soup, salad, meat stew, rice, noodles, bread, and sweet desserts with tea make iftar meals. Each country has its own special iftar dishes. Many families have their own recipes too. Some Muslims enjoy iftar at their place of worship. This place is called a mosque or a masjid. Others give money or food for the meal served there. Anyone who comes to the masjid will be given the iftar meal. Sharing food with people in need is another part of Ramadan. After iftar, families join together at the masjid for special prayers. First, they gather for the evening prayer. It is the fifth prayer of the day. Rows and rows of people fill the large space. Men's and boys' rows are in the front. Women, girls, and small children stand in back. Everyone stands shoulder to shoulder, bowing and kneeling. Older boys and girls join their parents in the masjid during all the prayers. Younger children in classrooms draw pictures, learn songs, and play games. At the end of Ramadan, the children often put on plays. During special Ramadan prayers, Muslims hear the whole Quran read out loud. The man who reads is called a Qari. Each night, the Qari reads a part of the Quran with a beautiful voice. Hundreds of voices reply, Ameen. One special night near the end of Ramadan is called the Night of Power. On the Night of Power, Muslim families stay at the masjid all night. They remember how the Quran first came to Muhammad on that same night long ago. They pray until the first morning light. Ramadan is over. After 29 or 30 days of fasting, Ramadan comes to an end. Once again, Muslims around the world wait for the new moon to appear. The next day will be a great celebration called Eid al-Fitr. It means the feast of breaking the fast. Eid al-Fitr lasts 3 days. It is a time for Muslims to celebrate the challenges they met together during Ramadan. Muslim families everywhere get ready for Eid al-Fitr. Each family must give food or money to people in need. Families also clean and decorate their home. They prepare sweet treats. They buy gifts for the children. Many children get new clothes and shoes at the end of Ramadan. Eid al-Fitr is here. Some countries are home to many Muslims. In these Muslim countries, the streets are decorated for Eid al-Fitr. People in towns and cities put up lights, banners, and balloons. When the weather is nice, Eid al-Fitr celebrations are held outdoors. In American cities, Eid al-Fitr celebrations take place in parks or large indoor spaces. Smaller Muslim communities celebrate at the masjid. Some families travel to large cities for the celebration. After sunrise on Eid al-Fitr, Muslims all over the world get ready. Everyone puts on their best clothes. They go to the place of celebration for an Eid prayer. The Eid prayer is the same everywhere. Thousands of people line up in straight rows to pray. They stand, bow, and kneel all together, like waves rolling onto a beach. Then they sit and listen to the prayer leader's speech. After the prayer, the people rise and greet each other. They all say, Eid Mubarak. It is a greeting of blessings and good wishes. Grown-ups give money and candy to children. There are games and picnics. Many outdoor celebrations have rides. Some have Ferris wheels and carousels. Others have ponies or elephants to ride. The celebration goes on until evening. For the next 2 or 3 days, families visit each other and share delicious treats. Muslim children enjoy the celebration. They are proud of the fasting they did during Ramadan. Next year, Muslims everywhere will fast for Allah once again. The end. Thank you for sharing our Ramadan story today with Snuggles and myself.